Hello all, good afternoon. Thought today we'd get started on sowing some seeds. I know it's because it's nearly into February, and as I said, I've got quite a few of everything. So I thought, you know, as an experiment, we'll start some off. Now the antirrhinums, they are meant to be able to start in January, February, or March, so indoors. Now the question is, what do you class as indoors? It's saying here, germinate 20 to 30 degrees on the surface of good freestanding damp seed compost. So, okay. The tunnels will get warm when the sun's out, but obviously it's not going to get anything like that when they're not. So we're going to experiment. We're going to plant some of these, and we're going to sow some of these, and we're going to see what happens. So that's going to be in that one. And now the other thing is, I've got several of these packets of Calendula. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, Calendula, I don't know, but anyway. And these you meant to sow direct, but I know somebody else who's actually growing these in trays or pots. So we're going to give it a try. So that will be the second one. So right, so with the antirrhinums, it's saying that they need to be just sprinkled across the surface. It says do not cover the seed, and then it says place in the propagator. Now what I'm actually doing, they're in the tunnel. We've actually got some of these propagator lids what fit on here. I'm going to have them on. You've got to make sure that it's closed. You only open it once the seeds start growing, and that will stop the damping off, because these will get a lot of condensation, and when you have it open, that stops that. Okay, I'll stick those down there for a minute. So I want to make sure the soil's a bit more firmer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the other tray, and I'm just going to press slightly down. And I'm going to do the same for this one. So it's more or less done, and then I'm just going to lightly go over with the hand. One of the things what this helps is when you actually sprinkle the seeds, you can evenly spread them. You can actually see where you're going. Whereas if it's all lumpy, you can't always see where you've planted the seeds. Now obviously on some seeds where you're just going to sprinkle it, doesn't matter. But if you're going to carefully put them across, then obviously it does. Okay, so let's, this is Black Prince what I'm growing here. These have all come off covers of magazines. Gardening News, this one. They tend to have the same ones or similar ones every year. Give it a little tap so you can get the seeds down into the packet. I don't know whether you can see, very tiny. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. Very tiny. Right, we're just going to sprinkle these on. They're actually so fine that you can't see them coming out. Look at that, folks. Just look how small they are. What I'm going to do now is what I haven't always done in previous years. I'm actually going to I'm going to put this back into the well, in my case it's a CD case, and I knew I got one in. I always have marker pens. I've just lost one though. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a big tick over it just to let me know that I've used those, so that can go back into my folder now, and I know that I've actually used those. And I'm going to put the date on here as well, so it coincides with the video. So we'll put 28th of the 1st, 16, and there you are. It's just handy to have a record, and I haven't done this previously, and I need to know what the finished product's going to be like. Now if I leave this on these, I'm going to get a label in these, but if I leave it on here and you're watering that, this is all going to fade in the sunlight. It's going to disintegrate with the watering, so it's best if you can keep a record, keep them safe. You know when you've sown them. I will have a label in here as I've shown you in previous years, but that's just an added thing, and this is going to be a bit out of sunlight, so it's going to be protected. It's not going to fade. Okay, so that one's now all done. All I've got to do is actually give it a good soaking, and we've got the watering can here. They are, folks, you see. We'll stick that over there. So that's all done. I'm going to stick that under here. I'm going to stick the cover on. I'm going to get the label in a minute. Right, so what we got on this one, it says these are the Calendula, sow outdoors from March to May, 1/4 inch deep. Keep moist and thin out to 9 inch apart. So we're going to experiment with these. We'll open these up. These are a bigger seed. I know I've kept some of these last year, and but the trouble is I didn't label them up, and I was wondering what they were. Yeah, folks, Calendula seeds. So with these, I'm actually going to spread them apart. About an inch and a 1/4, 32mm apart. There's more than enough for a tray, and I've got 5, so 15. There's going to be quite a few in here. I suppose I ought to have had a look on the 75 seeds it says there's in the pack. We've just put in 20. Gone a bit quiet, haven't I, folks? I'm deep in concentration. I often find that you can just get locked away in your thoughts. That's right, folks, they're not evenly spaced, and I like things to be nice and tidy. There we are. We have got a few left, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sprinkle these onto the bed outside. I'm going to put a bit of soil over, and we're going to see how that goes. Now what I've done here is I've got a pot of soil to sprinkle over these, because the soil is actually in the other tunnel. I didn't want to carry a whole bag around to here. I do need to get loads of soil. I've estimate maybe £250 worth of compost, manure and topsoil I'll get through. Unfortunately, you can't get it any cheaper. I did try contacting Direct, and they said no. Well, there you are. I'm going to have to get some more soil, but that basically gives you the idea. 1/4 inch of soil on top. Again, I'm going to use the propagator top and give them a good water, and then we'll see how they go. Okay, thanks for watching.